We were not happy. But yeah, I saw it.
I drove by
Okay.
and I,
It is 7:02 and we're calling the Harrington regular council meeting to order. We're going to pause for a minute. We do not have any visitors in the audience.
Got one.
And we now have a quorum.
I was trying.
I guess we had a quorum.
my husband's having a procedure and I had to get,
And we are live, by the way. Yeah, we're live.
that's fine. Had to get staff in there to, they'll make it.
Okay, has anybody heard from Gavin?
I have not.
Nope.
I know
He's still
they're,
harvesting.
I think they're seeding, but I think they're seeding and maybe he's out there.
Okay. We have all the council members here with the exception of Gavin Wagner, who hopefully will be able to make an appearance later on in the meeting. No visitors. We may pledge allegiance.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we can skip public comments, solicit additions to the agenda.
I have just one quickie. It's in regards to, I believe it's last Friday, or last Gavin Record Times, an article in the paper.
I was gonna mention it, but you're more than welcome to bring it up.
Okay, I left my copy in the pickup, I'd have to go get it, but anyways, I just want to talk about that briefly.
Sure.
Obviously, you've seen the issue as well. Okay.
Are you going to talk about the audit and accounting stuff? Your mayor's comments?
I can give you what update I have, which is not much.
Okay.
So. Anything else?
I can't. Well, we don't want to make it a long one, so I really don't. I honestly don't remember.
Okay.
I knew that's the main thing, the article, so I'm good.
Then, since we don't really have any other agenda items except for our routine housekeeping, you're on, David.
Well, without the article in front of me, but it was about our council meeting last. I believe that was on the 14th.
I read
It
it on,
was.
I read it on their online version. I
Okay.
didn't read it in the paper.
It stated two things: water rates going up, and it stated a dollar figure that we're charging, and then for the sewer. And for the life of me, I couldn't remember ever talking about that in a meeting or ever discussing it in a meeting. So I didn't know where she would have got, or where whomever would have got that. So.
I have sent the paper, I don't have anybody's current email address there. Now that Drew is my sole
Contact.
contact, so now that he's gone, so I just sent it through their info, but I did send them an email and explained that their information was incorrect. And could they offer a correction? I haven't heard back. What it was, is we started that conversation. Seating. That's what we're all seated.
I'm seeding.
It's understandable.
Late.
And Gavin arrives. So,
Do you have enough room?
so I'm gonna keep talking, Gavin, if that's okay. Okay, so the issue was some of the information that was reported in the paper. So what it was, is during that conversation, we were talking about water. And I had gotten some examples from the other cities in Lincoln County and keyed in on, I believe it was Reardon,
I was gonna
who
say.
had had a big rate change. And that somehow became
Ours.
ours. And so that's why I was like going, we haven't changed our rates since 2019. We can't change our rates without a lot of process and procedure, public notice, a whole bunch of stuff. So please, correct your information.
Did anybody
No response.
call City Hall? No?
I haven't gotten any voicemails,
That
so.
says a lot for the pay. Now,
So-
those figures resonated with me, and I thought it, because I've seen it, and I believe it was Reardon that had those, but I mean, how could they mix that up when it's not the same?
Because
pay?
we had
Yeah.
talked about it as part of our,
That makes sense.
I was bringing up, hey, when we're talking about water rates, these are some of the other municipalities, what they're doing, so.
Yeah. well,
So for the record, we have not changed our rates for utilities. That was gonna be mayor's comments, but. now
Well, no,
it's-
that's good. I just, I thought I missed something. I've been to every meeting. I got, what in the world
No,
happened?
I mean, we just can't. I mean, it's just bottom line.
Right, we did,
So-
yeah. What is it, the protocol? We should discuss it and decide and lay out the guidelines, and then was it 30, 60 days or something?
45.
45.
Yeah.
It's a
there's-
while.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not just a, gee, let's hurry up and do this. Nice, by the way. We had additions to the agenda. Do you have anything that you wanted to add tonight? No. Okay. Okay, so if that's our additions, then you guys should have gotten the council meeting minutes from August 14th.
Oh, no, I don't know.
And there are some printed copies.
I thought I printed it out, everything, but I may have.
The printed copies, they have, Donna, did you see my message? Okay. Move to approve is corrected.
Well, it's actually as published now.
Okay.
I second.
Okay. Stephen makes the motion, Chris seconds. Any discussion?
I'm trying to find them here in the stuff. Were they sent out? 'Cause I,
Within the last packet email.
They were sent out Monday.
I got everything.
8:26, 11:26 a.m.
And Anna Sandegren, she, position number 3, is she still set to take over the 1st of September?
I haven't heard anything to the contrary.
Okay. I mean, we're a go, that's good.
Yeah. I think technically the handover is gonna be at their board meeting, which will be the first Wednesday. So it'll be the 4th when they have the official handover.
Oh, I know what I was gonna ask you. But
Pizza and onions.
Okay, that's in there, perfect. I don't see anything out of line, looks good. Donna, you did good. For Ms. Clerk.
Madam Clerk.
Okay, that,
Okay. If there is
Your Highness.
no further discussion, all in favor of approving the minutes?
aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, that'll be 500.
If we could, well, maybe I can wait.
Payroll record,
All right, thanks.
that should have been on last agenda, but we missed it on putting it on there. So the payroll for July needs to be approved, even though we're at the end of August.
Didn't we did not approve that?
No, because it wasn't on the agenda, so we had to leave it off.
Well, okay. Nothing has changed, correct?
No.
I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm having a little bit of heartburn because I know in 2019, 2020, there was one clerk. Even before me, there was one clerk, and it was $4,000 or less. And now we're paying two clerks, almost, as I'm looking at it, 75, 63, 42 for a month, when we don't do payroll and we don't do garbage anymore. So
Job
that,
duties.
yeah. I'd like a detailed description on what the clerk's job, each individual job duty is, and the hours worked. And if this is continued to be salaried or non,
They're hourly.
okay, we probably need to take a look at that. Because a city of 415 people cannot pay almost $7,600. And I'm not trying to be negative, I'm just,
Reality.
reality is, we don't have that kind of income coming in.
Well, I could just add one thing. That's from, you referenced 2021, or 21, or the last actual official copy of a salary schedule. That is a 41% increase.
That's a lot. And the salary increases are usually budgeted annually. And I'm aware after looking at the pay stubs that there's been pay increases throughout the year that were not brought to the council.
There have been merit raises, but there's not been an overall cost of living raise.
Merit raises at 10-20%. That's kind of,
It's been less than that.
that needs to come to the council. Even any raises need to come to the council. Merit raises come at the beginning of a year, of an annual fiscal year.
Cost of living, yes. So, and I'm sure we will have this discussion during the budget
Yeah.
workshops, for the sake of this purpose. Any other questions about payroll? Do we have a motion to approve it?
I make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Chris.
Second.
Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor of approving the payroll, signify by saying aye.
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 All,
Aye.
and all not in favor, signify. Okay,
I'll abstain
okay,
until we have further information.
Did you get my eye under the,
yeah.
it's already been paid.
It
Yeah,
hasn't
there's
been
nothing,
paid.
I mean, but it just needs to be addressed.
I got this.
Okay.
Is that the figure you were looking at?
So the next is
Yes.
to, you've already approved them, but the check record of the checks that were actually written and sent out.
This is just for
Just for observation.
observation, yes. Thank you.
Any questions?
No, I'm good on that.
Okay, moving on from there, new claims for August 28th.
motion to, this is an action, correct?
Yes.
Motion to approve is presented.
Second?
All right, thank you. Got the first and the second to approve the claims. Any further discussion?
DW, there was a broken, is that the one that you guys did on a Saturday? Or that a while
The
back? or-
DW bill is actually partially, because we don't have a vac truck,
Okay,
we had to basically pay for them to come down and open up that one, but while they were here, we had them open up another one that was problematic, so we got two.
that was, but that was the time when,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up at the school,
Yeah.
our main, our water main, yeah.
okay. Well, it should be handy to have one of those little excavators, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things are worth their weight in gold. Batteries, just battery, is that, what would
The
that?
battery in the main white pickup truck died. They've been milking it, recharging it every night, and it finally was just,
I mean, I get that, what what I would like to know, it was not a specialized battery in a piece of equipment, it was just one single battery, and it was a
the one I'm-
vehicle.
it's the one I'm thinking of. Yes. Yeah, that's the cost of the battery for the Silverado, including the core deposit, which wasn't much being returned. So,
Does that reflect the core charge on there?
yeah,
Okay.
it's $300.22.
And, well, the only reason why I bring that up is just, this is the month for batteries. And, are you done? with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is- just passing it through.
And I mentioned this some time ago, it was the state bid. Municipalities can get on a state bid and vendor list, and you get basically a discount. I mean, they're not really a wholesale, but they're a discounted price. I had all that. We touch bases on that later, but I bought just one from Comparable. It was in a for Chevy. And it was $169 without the core. I mean, they charge $20-some for a core, but if you throw in the old one, which I think is quite expensive from what I'm used to.
Yeah.
It's not
The
cheap.
day of getting $65.
I know, right?
We used to buy them for $40 a piece and less if it was a blend.
I mean, if the city's, obviously we're gonna use consumables or repair parts and stuff, it would behoove us probably to check into being a little more, not cheap, buying cheap stuff. I mean, it is good quality stuff, but at a, not paying full.
Yeah,
You
like
know.
I said, they
Yeah.
tried to. Half the time it wasn't. The problem was in the middle of the day it wasn't restarting.
Right.
So
Right.
it was one
Well-
thing to charge it overnight, and then
But I think, memory serves me correctly, I think Napa Auto Parts was on the county,
So it's GSA contracting?
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking of?
well, yeah, it's along those lines, but I know Les Schwab was,
Interstate is?
yeah,
Good.
so it wouldn't matter if it happened I mean, you just go through that store at any time and you wouldn't pay regular Joe off the street.
okay. Well, I made a note. I will.
No, okay. Anything else?
I know
Marcy?
that
That's okay.
DW has batteries too. They continue to carry interstates, I think, after they took over that building from Harrington Machinery.
Oh, that I did not know.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, because Jamie sold batteries, and so they continue to do that. I didn't know that.
They have back in the shop area. They have a kind of floor to ceiling, just one large shelving unit, like the big one at Costco, full of batteries of different sizes.
I didn't know that. Good to know.
And also, if you used, back on that line, if you use like Motion Auto and stuff like that, and Napa will do it to some degree, they'll deliver it too. Sometimes.
Oh, yeah, you see them coming around the Motion Auto trucks.
Yeah. It's just, I mean,
Okay. Well, I'll look at the GSA contracting and see if we may already put on the list for all I know.
it was always referred to as the state vendor list that I know. It could be along those same lines. But every little bit helps, you know, especially when you're out. Department of Ecology hazardous waste generation fee. Have I missed that before? Or is that something, just a one-time deal? Or is that a new,
I will,
or did somebody do
I
something?
saw that for the first time myself, so.
Oh, okay.
How much hazardous waste do we get to generate for $65?
Not very much if it's hazardous waste.
Well, we've got a whole pond of it down there.
It doesn't give a description on what it was though. It just said, this is your bill. It doesn't say what it's for. It just says hazardous waste generation fee.
Oh, in this state, it's probably a membership fee
Could be. So,
or something
Yeah.
crazy like that.
nothing, no detail.
Nobody else want to see it?
That's good. I think I saw it on the packet.
Okay, thanks, Mayor. Other than that, I'm good.
Okay. Any other further discussion on our claims? All right, we have a motion to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, council. Mayor's comments. The audit is still trying to find somebody. Apparently Spokane seems to be a bit void, if you will. Haven't been able to find anybody local. So I do have two names that are over on the coast, and I'll reach out to them and see if I can find out more what they're gonna charge and all the rest of that. So that's where that sits.
Do you have a date when the state is going to audit us?
I don't believe we've been given a date, have we?
In the fall.
That's a
Soon.
bronze.
In the fall.
What year? Okay.
The other thing is, thank you for everyone who responded about the emergency shelter. I went ahead and sent out that email to Ed Desi, so Harrington's got the support on that. The county emergency plan, CEMP. David, our city attorney, went through it, didn't see anything jump out at him why that should be a problem. I believe that's something that is a resolution that needs to be tailored up for the city, and I'll get that done, present to you for the next council meeting. We are still going through the solid waste agreement for their plan, so he's got all the documents. By the way, I met with him last Friday in Spokane, so we had an hour-long conversation one-on-one. So he's looking in on that, so we don't really have anything. And then he'll look at the Avista deal. He's familiar with what they're asking for us to sign and understands some of our concerns. So his suggestion was the next step is to probably just have a sit down with Avista directly and just make sure that they understand what we're concerned about, and so we can find out what they're concerned about. Because again, what they're asking for us to look at and adopt is, in my opinion, missing some key things that we should be thinking about that are going to become relevant over the next 25 years, like electric vehicle stations, as an example. Just
Well-
simply addressing them.
Wind turbines, anything,
Yeah, because
Grid.
none of that's on there. Yeah.
grid effect, so I mean,
So that was pretty much it. We've just been busy fixing holes, fixing, Public Works has just been busy fixing. I don't know what else, but it's just,
Do we have any new big leaks?
they just,
Major ones, I should say.
they had to replace a section of pipe next to the Methodist church. Started off, they were just gonna simply have a saddle attached to it and the pipe, every time they touched it.
Again, it's the same
Same
problem.
problem.
So that's probably
So-
one on the radar for a whole.
Yeah, so one of the things I would like to do, because it's incredibly disruptive to time and everything, is to have on stock the basically connections for the 6-inch and the 4-inch water mains that seem to be when a section goes, there's specific adapters to adapt from the metal pipe
Oh, yeah.
to the C900 PVC pipe. And we, in my opinion, we should just have those on the shelf because it's just a matter of when they're getting used. So,
And that goes through,
we've been getting them from Core and Main.
yeah, Corn Main. And do they, I mean, is there a supply problem or are they readily available?
They seem to be readily
Okay.
available, but
But I'd
now
still
we're
stock them
away,
up.
and it's just a matter of when it happens, who's convenient. I think since I'm in
Yeah.
town already, we should utilize that, but if I'm not available, then problem is sometimes I've had to get them on Friday, and by the time they get to them, for example, the water leak up there,
Right?
that's why it had to be done on Saturdays, because the parts weren't here beforehand, so.
I think our maintenance people should be able to get the supplies that they
Well,
need
Yeah,
also.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't limit it to one person being you. When you're busy, you have a full-time job, plus you're the mayor. We need to have a little more flexibility when we need supplies.
well, in the last one, Ken had to go into town and get it,
Well-
but that's just a horrible waste of 2 hours
Well,
of the day.
we've wasted a whole lot more hours, years beyond, and it doesn't happen all the time, but they need that flexibility to be able to do that, I
Well,
believe.
yeah, and they will if it is. I'm just saying, if we can think ahead, then we don't lose that 2 hours because it's already on the shelf.
If we already know what we need, absolutely.
Yeah,
We need
that's-
supplies here
yeah.
to maintain our infrastructure.
Yeah, that's just, and that's exactly what I'm saying, so. So that's all I had.
Did you, okay, did you happen to contact the attorney on the charging stations or that agreement stuff?
Yes, I'm sorry. The outcome of that was he asked that they get clarified within the current existing franchise agreement. It does have a clause in there that kind of says we are responsible for all infrastructure. His point was that that was written over 10 years ago and electric vehicle stations didn't exist.
No.
So his concern was if something happened in the future, could they come back and say, well, yeah, that was written without EV stations in mind. He just wanted he wanted Avista to acknowledge that the EV stations, they
Right.
recognize are part of the current franchise agreement.
And there was no issues, I think I mentioned last meeting, that I could see people having those over there and then people parking there that don't have any electric vehicle. Is there an enforcement issue on that? I mean, is the mayor gonna get a lot of calls or Lincoln County, something, like parking in a handicap? I don't think so. I haven't heard it stretch that far, but
And we're not gonna know until it gets put up and someone sees a sign.
fist fights or something, I mean, whatever over
Sure,
there.
why not?
I could just
Put
see
a
it going
boxing
there.
ring
Somebody
up there.
parked
I mean,
there
I
wants
just-
to.
I can see it too, but it's just, I mean, until it happens, I don't wanna anticipate.
But the attorney didn't foresee any other,
No,
Gotcha.
his was strictly contractual problems, the other thing that was, we wanna make sure. And the Slacks were told the next morning, and they've reached out to Avista. I don't know if they've heard back or not yet. But I don't see work started over there, so I guess it's still being resolved.
we probably have a water line that goes right underneath that too.
Maybe three.
I asked our public works guys, and they don't. The water line is actually on this side, so to the best of our knowledge at this point. Joe, since you're here and it's our public comment time, have you got anything you wanted to bring to our attention?
Boy, I really don't. We did the Lincoln County Fair, so all last week, and so it seemed like, yeah, participation was down a little bit, but rodeo was jam-packed on Saturday, and so, yeah, still working along with our normal stuff, Miles Creston Road being redone, broadband.
Okay.
We're, yeah, working on Wilbur and Davenport, make ready for that. Hopefully by November, Wilbur will have broadband service, and then Davenport shortly after that, so.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, but unless you guys have any other specific topics you're interested in.
Nothing.
Did you ever come across any information about cemetery districts? I don't recall if we ever addressed that
She
again.
sent
Okay.
that over.
Yep, RCWs, and it's real specific on step by, it's one of them it actually tells you step by step what to do, and, yeah.
And we do have an ordinance if somebody can find it. Because I've read it a handful of times.
So
Well,
this is
it's-
actually establishing
An
yeah,
actual-
cemetery district within the county, and
Oh,
having
within
a taxing
everybody.
district, and, yeah, establishing the boundaries, and there has to be a vote of the people that are within that boundary, and,
Okay, yeah.
and I can forward that again, I think I still have it, but yeah, it was step by, I think it came out of MRSC, a handbook or something, so, yeah, it was really comprehensive, I was impressed.
Does anybody know how many districts we have? I know you see them on the voting book,
Oh, you know
pamphlet,
what, you
but
asked me that last time, I know
3 or
that,
4?
I think we have 4 of them, yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
talked to Norm about
Uh-huh.
it, and he grabbed the map and
Yep.
brought it over. So they're all
Everything.
east.
That's
Uh-huh.
right, yeah.
Yep, there's nothing to the west at all, so.
So it's almost like Reardon to the border. or-
And Edwall has a district, and, yeah, Sprague
Sprague.
has a district, yeah,
And Davenport,
and, yeah, so there's the 4 of them right there then.
yeah,
Uh-huh,
okay.
yep, and nothing on the west side of the county at all, including the
Okay,
west side.
well, thanks for being, I just, refresher.
Yeah, like I said, I can send that again too.
Well, I've got it.
Okay.
I'll forward it to you. Okay.
Thanks, Joe.
If we don't have any other additional public comments, do we have any other suggestions from council?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion to adjourn. Any discussion?
Nope.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you,
Shortest
guys.
meeting in 2 years that I've been here.
That's because we have a budget workshop